So in today's video, I'm going to take you through the lost and forgotten Fairy Chimney Caves here in Cappadocia, Turkey. It's amazing. Hang out with me. You're going to be in awe. So what you see behind me, I mean, it's, 2,000-3,000 years old. No one is here. No one cares, actually. It's something I just can't wrap myself around. I can't understand it. The government doesn't care. No one really cares. These places are just vacant, empty. These old 2,000-year-old buildings, no one here but me. You can walk around here and check it out yourself, and I don't know, I find I can't stop it. For me, it's like an addiction. I want to keep going, I want to keep looking, but I'll be honest with you, it makes me a little sad too when you come across a 1,500, 2,000-year-old church and you see all of the frescoes completely destroyed because they wanted to remove the faces of Jesus and Mary and all of that. Even though I'm not like a devout Christian or Catholic or any of that, it makes me sad to see that, people would do that. No one cares about these ones, that's for sure. It's amazing what I've discovered over here in Cappadocia. Well, good morning from Cappadocia, and this is my actual Fairy Chimney Cave Hotel, and this is every single morning in Cappadocia. Every single morning, unless the weather is windy. But welcome to Mornings in Cappadocia, directly from my authentic Fairy Chimney Cave Hotel. I mean, I'm staying in a room more than 2,000 years old. I'm just in awe. So it's about 6:15 in the morning, and this is what you wake up to in the mornings here. It's just friggin' magical. Is there any other word that describes this? Magical is the word. Anyway, have a little breakfast here with me this morning, and then I'm going to take you on a little journey for the day. Actually, I'm renting a car, and then we're going to go down, and I'm going to stop along the way and show you a few places that I went to, and then I'm going to take you to these lost and forgotten Fairy Chimney Caves, 2,000 to 4,000 years old, and I'm going to take you right through them, give you a full tour of them. It's going to be a fun day, so hang out with me for a while. I guarantee you'll be in awe in this video. Didn't expect to see one this close. So I did put a Google link into the description of all the amazing places we're going to visit in this video. So as these lucky people drift off into the sunrise, let me just tell you what we're going to do here. So I rented a car, and the first place we're going to stop is this, it's known as a castle, Uçhisar Castle. Even though it's really just the highest, actually, mountain rock in all of Cappadocia, but between 2,000 to 4,000 years ago, 2,000 to 4,000 years ago, people began carving caves into this castle and made it into a castle, and it is what it is today. It's kind of a tourist attraction, but I stopped there just to get the view. So if you've watched any of my recent videos in Europe, Eastern Europe, you've seen we've always climbed something. So today we're climbing an ancient castle, very ancient castle. Yeah, quite amazing actually. So you do got to pay a small fee to get in here and climb to the top. And, you know, my main reason for doing this is, one, it's on the way to the Fairy Chimney Caves, so why wouldn't I just stop in and check it out? And two, it gives you an amazing view of the landscape. And, you know, the thing is 2,000 to 4,000 years old, but it is a bit of a tourist attraction and it's a little bit built up around it. But I guess what do you expect? But when you hang out with me and when we get to the Fairy Chimney Caves, you're going to see that those are completely deserted and you're going to have them all to yourself, which is my preferred way of travel. So it's really interesting why they're called fairy chimneys or fairy caves. And, you know, legend has it that the original settlers of these places couldn't describe the magical beauty or the unique formations that these rocks have. I mean, it's like nowhere else you've ever seen. So they couldn't describe it. So they just surmised or guessed that some creature before them, some fairy, some supernatural creature or whatever was the entity that created these fairy chimney caves. And, you know, when you see them for yourself, they are actually that magical. Okay, another short stop just because it's on the way, and it would be a crime actually not to stop in. But you know, I wanted to check out the underground city, but this is a little different also than the Fairy Chimney Caves. So if you get here and you see a whole bunch of buses in the parking lot, I probably would avoid going in these caves because it's tight. You know, it's super historic. These are estimated to be created sometime between 3000 BC. You know, that's 5,000 years ago. But, you know, certainly, you know, created, 2 to 5,000 years ago. And they've only allowed you to investigate only 5% of the actual underground cave that actually exists. So that gives you an idea just how big this is. But I wouldn't say this is totally safe. I wouldn't say the air is the best. Good place to twist your ankle. And if you get there during a day when there's tons of buses outside, this is something I would either skip or rearrange it to do when the buses are not there. This also can be a heavy tourist attraction, but it is interesting. So, you know, it's kind of something you got to do at least once. So if I was claustrophobic or I was unsteady on my feet, I might skip this little event. If you really want to think about it, these are the very first original high-rise condominiums inverted. Think about that. This is really a skyscraper upside down in the ground. These are the original condos, you know. These are 3,000-year-old condos. These are entire cities below the ground. I mean, there's churches, there's places for livestock, animals, there's storage compartments, there's cooking places, bedrooms, living rooms, community areas. I mean, it's amazing. And it's 3,000 to 5,000 years old. So if you come to Cappadocia, you can go on organized tours and go with groups. But I'll tell you, this is a really easy, fun place to rent a car and drive. And they drive on the right-hand side of the road. So I'm going to tell you, renting a car is a far better way to go. So this is where we're going right now, to the Virgin Mary Church. Okay, so we're back on the road now, and this is the beautiful drive you see along the way. Really beautiful. But I put in Selime Cathedral, or the Virgin Mary Church, which is where we're headed to now. But that's what I put into Google Maps to get me here. Super easy, fun drive. And we're arriving now. And when we arrive, there's all these, a couple of little places that want to, make a little bit of money off you, just guys with little stands. But right behind all of that, you can actually go in the back and you can actually explore everything on your own. So you don't actually have to pay to explore the Fairy Chimney Caves. or the Virgin Mary Church. I did find a church, and the guy that just took me through the church told me that about 150 years ago, his Muslim brothers destroyed all the faces on the Jesus and the Mary faces, just completely destroyed them. And he did say it happened more than 150 years ago, but not much longer than that. So kind of sad, you know, you're going through these churches and you see the destruction. And today, the modern government isn't really motivated to do much to preserve this history. But it's certainly exciting for me to check it out. And I feel like an adventurer just coming here. You know, I'm just walking around here exploring this all by myself, but trying to imagine 1,000 years ago that there were hundreds of people going around here doing their business, and you know, it was a community, a thriving community with hundreds of people everywhere. You know, so this is the most interesting thing that I've learned on this trip to Turkey. You know, you can pay money and you can hire a tour guide and you can wait in long lines at all the tourist trap type places that are all cutied up and prettied up for tourists. Or you can just get into a car and stop alongside the road and get a real view into some ancient fairy tale looking places like this. This is a prime example, this one here. There are so many interesting places to explore right here. And we're talking, this is 2,000-3,000 years old. These places are just vacant, empty. These old 2,000-year-old buildings, no one here but me. So, pro tip, rent a car. Be independent. I'm telling you, this is a really easy country to drive. The roads are excellent. There's no traffic, and they drive on the right-hand side of the road. And to rent a car is really cheap, but it gives you that independent freedom to be able to go find places like this and do it on your own time with your own schedule. And it's just so much better if you want to do this kind of thing. But rent a car. You know, I can't quite explain it, but, you know, is it just me or is it everybody? But I get goosebumps thinking that I have the privilege to walk and explore a place like this where thousands of years ago, thousands of people were living and working here. You know, it's just so awe-inspiring to me. I can't get over it. Oh, no light on this one. So sad that someone's left some graffiti there that is not appropriate. No one here. So be sure to like and subscribe, or at least check back, because next week I have 2 more videos that are uploading. One is a full tour of my fairy tale, my Fairy Cave Hotel, or my room in my Fairy Chimney Cave Hotel. You're going to actually really like that, and maybe that'll inspire where you want to stay when you come to Cappadocia. Also, I visited another area that is remote like this without all the tourists that was probably my favorite part of all of Cappadocia. That video will blow your mind and is amazing. So be sure to check back for that video. So I've got 2 more videos coming up, and I hope to have you hang out with me again. So once again, I really appreciate you hanging out with me today. But if this video has inspired your adventure to Cappadocia, I hope you give it a like and subscribe so you can check out my other Cappadocia adventures. But thanks so much.